Is Michael Chandler a fake nice guy? He is polite, respectful, and friendly outside of the octagon, but inside the cage he's violent. Some say he's dirty, but everyone can agree he's entertaining. The Art of Violence presents Iron Mike Chandler. Few fighters in mixed martial arts history embody the mix of violence, heart, and excitement like Michael Chandler, known for his devastating power, relentless pace, and thrilling wars. Chandler has carved out a career that guarantees fireworks every time he steps into the cage. A longtime fan favorite, recent fights have shown Chandler to be pushing the rules, even breaking them so much that many are calling him a dirty fighter, and there is plenty on film to prove this claim. Michael Chandler's journey to MMA stardom began with a strong wrestling foundation. A collegiate All-American at the University of Missouri, Chandler used his relentless work ethic and athleticism to dominate on the mats. But when he transitioned to mixed martial arts in 2010, it quickly became clear he was destined for more than just grappling. Chandler joined Bellator in 2010, making an immediate impact with a string of dominant victories. His explosive style, combining knockout power and suffocating wrestling, earned him a title shot just a year later. And that's where he met Eddie Alvarez in one of the greatest fights in MMA history. November 19th, 2011, Bellator 58, Michael Chandler challenged Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight title in a fight that would define both of their careers. From the opening bell, Chandler came out like a man possessed, battering Alvarez with heavy punches and relentless takedowns. Alvarez, a warrior in his own right, refused to go quietly. By the second and third rounds, Alvarez turned the tide, landing brutal combinations and putting Chandler in deep waters. But it was in the fourth round that Chandler proved why he belonged among the best. Battling through exhaustion and adversity, Chandler locked in a rear naked choke, forcing Alvarez to tap and securing the lightweight title. It was a Fight of the Year contender and the first glimpse of Chandler's indomitable spirit. Chandler's reign as Bellator lightweight champion was defined by violence. His victory over Rick Hawn showcased his elite wrestling, while his brutal first-round knockout of David Rickles demonstrated his terrifying power. But the rematch with Eddie Alvarez in 2013 was another war. The two traded blows for 5 grueling rounds, each leaving it all in the cage. This time, Alvarez edged Chandler in a razor-thin split decision, but the fight further solidified their rivalry as one of the greatest in MMA history. In 2016, Chandler faced Patricky Pitbull Freire and delivered one of the most devastating knockouts in Bellator history. A perfectly timed right hand sent Freire crashing to the canvas, cementing Chandler's place as one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet. But Chandler's career hasn't been without setbacks. In 2017, he faced Brent Primus and suffered a freak leg injury, forcing a stoppage and costing him the lightweight title. However, Chandler's resilience shone through. In their 2018 rematch, he dominated Primus for 5 rounds, reclaiming the belt and proving that no setback could keep him down for long. After years as one of Bellator's top stars, Chandler made the leap to the UFC in 2020, entering the biggest stage in MMA with high expectations. And in his debut, he did not disappoint. At UFC 257, Chandler faced Dan Hooker, a dangerous striker known for his toughness and durability. But Chandler wasted no time, closing the distance and landing a thunderous left hook that dropped Hooker. A few ground and pound strikes later, and the fight was over in the first round. Chandler's UFC debut was nothing short of spectacular. Just one fight into his UFC career, Chandler found himself fighting for the lightweight title against Charles Oliveira at UFC 262. Many longtime UFC fighters in the division were pissed off at his quick jump to the front of the line. Nonetheless, it was a fight that showcased the highs and lows of Chandler's career in a single night. In the first round, Chandler found himself in trouble early when the UFC's all-time submission king took his back. But Chandler showed his explosive power with a leaping reverse slam, then escaped Oliveira's clutch. Chandler then nearly finished Oliveira with his trademark power, landing heavy punches and putting the Brazilian on the brink of defeat. But Oliveira, known for his resilience, came back in the second round, catching Chandler with a crisp left hook and finishing the fight via TKO. It was a heartbreaking loss for Chandler, but another example of his willingness to risk it all for glory. Chandler's fight with Justin Gaethje at UFC 268 was everything fans hoped for and more. From start to finish, the two lightweights went to war, trading brutal shots in one of the most violent and exciting fights in UFC history. Chandler's relentless forward pressure clashed with Gaethje's heavy and accurate bombs, creating a battle that left fans on the edge of their seats. The power punchers recklessly traded heavy blows in a thrilling brawl. Though Chandler lost via unanimous decision, his performance earned him universal respect and solidified his reputation as one of the most exciting fighters in the sport. At UFC 274, Chandler faced Tony Ferguson, another fan favorite known for his wild fighting style. Tony looked good early and dropped Chandler in the first. After a competitive first round, Iron Mike came out flying in the second and delivered one of the most jaw-dropping knockouts in MMA history. A perfectly timed front kick to the face that sent Ferguson crashing to the canvas. The knockout was an instant highlight and a reminder of Chandler's explosive creativity. The highly anticipated clash between Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier at UFC 281 delivered the chaos and excitement fans expected. Early in the fight, Chandler pressed forward with relentless aggression, landing heavy shots and securing a takedown in the first round, testing Poirier's durability. However, as the fight progressed, Poirier's superior striking and composure began to turn the tide, particularly in the second round when he landed precise punches that visibly hurt and bloodied Chandler. Amid the war of attrition, controversy arose over Chandler's illegal tactics. At one point, Chandler was caught on camera delivering blows that appeared to land at the back of Poirier's head during ground exchanges, a clear violation of the rules. Additionally, Chandler used a questionable fishhook maneuver while attempting to control Poirier's position, inserting his fingers into Poirier's mouth to gain leverage attempting the choke. Despite these actions, Poirier maintained his composure and ultimately secured a rear naked choke in the third round, forcing Chandler to tap and solidifying Poirier's place as one of the toughest competitors in the lightweight division. Poirier was furious about Chandler's illegal moves and vocalized it after the fight to both Chandler and the referee. The Ultimate Fighter 31 brought together two of the sport's most explosive personalities, Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor, as rival coaches. Tensions between the two ran high throughout the program, setting the stage for a highly anticipated showdown in the octagon. But the fight between Chandler and McGregor never came to fruition, with Conor struggling to return to the octagon after breaking his leg, along with other distractions. Chandler waited 2 years for that fight, and instead next had a different chance at redemption, a rematch with Charles Oliveira. At UFC 309, Michael Chandler faced Charles Oliveira in a highly anticipated rematch. The bout was intense, with Chandler displaying his trademark aggression and power, but Oliveira controlled the fight, dominating grappling positions and consistently threatening submissions. The fight was marred by controversy due to Chandler's repeated cheating. He delivered multiple strikes to the back of Oliveira's head, engaged in eye pokes, and grabbed the fence to gain positional advantage. Chandler nearly finished Charles in the fifth, but Oliveira managed to maintain composure and secured a unanimous decision victory. After the fight, Oliveira expressed frustration over the officiating and Chandler's unsportsmanlike conduct. Michael Chandler's career is defined by violence, excitement, and a refusal to back down. But his last two fights showed him to be a little desperate, relying on illegal tactics to survive. He also lost both fights decisively. With his combination of power, heart, and relentless determination, Michael Chandler is more than just a fighter. He's a spectacle. And as his career continues, fans can be certain that every time Chandler steps into the octagon, it will be a fight to remember. Is Michael Chandler done? I don't think so. But he needs a win badly, and he needs to win without cheating. If you love MMA, make sure to like, subscribe to The Art of Violence for more stories of the sport's most exciting fighter. Check you later.